to give my yes to you today. I choose.
Good morning. It's Thursday, the 16th of October, and I've got a lungo with awesome crema this morning. If you make it yourself, you know you like it. If you have your Bibles, turn to Lamentations 3, verses 43 and 44. Klaagliedere 3, 43 en 44. You have covered yourself with anger and pursued us. You have slain and have not spared. You have covered yourself with a cloud so that no prayer can pass through. This is Jeremiah praying on behalf of the people of Judah who had sinned and rebelled and turned against God. And what I want to show you this morning is that we serve a God of emotion. And so often we deny ourselves our emotions. So often we think that Christians have to be emotionless in a sense and not react with any passion, with any deep-seated emotion. And emotion itself is not sin. Emotion is given to us by an emotional God who created us in his image so that that emotion can drive us to the right response. And when people sin, when people are rebellious, when people are not only hurting other people through their actions, but their actions, they're writing themselves off. Look what it says. You've covered yourself with anger and pursued us. And then it goes on to say, you have slain and have not spared. You have covered yourself with a cloud so that no prayer can pass through. And that's an awesome, scary thought that we can push God to the point where he says, you know what? In Afrikaans praat hulle van die stil stype. Wanneer mense so kwaad is vir mekaar, dat dis amper daai van praat met die hand, die gesig is besig. Praat met die hand, gaan aan doen wat jy wil, ek gee nie om, skryf jouself af, man moet my net nie kontak nie. Gaan aan, doen net wat jy wil. En in die proses skryf ek my emosies of ek verdoof my emosies teenoor jou. En ek begin om myself afstand met my emosies te maak, om myself weer dan te beskerm. En dit is 'n gevaarlike plek vir enige verhouding te wees. Ek sê baie keer vir mense, as hulle in die kantoor inkom vir berading en die twee van hulle vlieg in mekaar en sê wat 'n lekker onder ons hier in woorde verskille hulle gehad in die afgelope week, dan sê ek is so bly om dit te hoor, want daar's ten minste nog gevoelens, daar's nog steeds daai passie daar, daar's nog die lus om te veg en emosioneel te raak teenoor die ander persoon. So often we numb ourselves and we write ourselves out of relationships, and what's scary is Jeremiah is writing and he aligns himself with the people. You go read this portion, and he goes on later and he says, my eyes run down with streams of water because of the destruction of the daughter of my people. My eyes pour down unceasingly without stopping until the Lord looks down and sees from heaven. We serve a God who can't, because of his love, write people off. He, in this verse, in the earlier chapter, he says his mercies are new every morning. Great is his faithfulness. That's the God we serve. Who's Jesus in Luke chapter 9 says of him, he came to seek and to save the lost. So God uses his anger, but in his anger he doesn't sin. He brings about truth in his anger, and then he seeks to save. And my friends, we need to understand that on so many different levels. We need to understand that we can have a righteous anger. We can have a godly anger. We can feel anger, intense and hot anger as Christians. But in that anger, do the right thing. Don't just lose control. Do the right thing with that anger. Allow it to stir you. Allow it to push you to action. The stupid cartoon, Popeye, the Sailor Man. Brutus used to beat him up around Olive Oil, the girl, and Popeye would get beaten left, right, and center, and eventually he'd say, I can't stand what I can't stand no more. And he'd pop a tin of spinach and he'd beat Brutus up. And sometimes anger needs to just drive us to the point of saying, I can't stand what I can't stand no more. So tune into your emotions. Allow your emotions to shape the right conscious decisions after. God even is an emotional God. And if you're in rebellion, beware. If you're in right standing, be like Jeremiah and pray for those who are standing in rebellion. Cry for those who are still shaking their fist at God and want nothing to do with Him for whatever reason, bitterness and hurt in the past. But let's climb in to God's anger against sin and pray for a difference. That God would, by His Spirit reaching, make a difference to those who are standing in sinfulness. And that's my prayer. That's my hope. That's my thought over coffee this morning. And in spite of all, have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday.